Hello, this is my self evaluation and goal setting portion of my portfolio. I just wanted to first off say that I'm really grateful for this year and all of the growth and learning that it brought. There's a lot of new this year and a lot of challenges that I don't think anyone saw coming. And so I'm really proud of the way that not only my students but myself kind of rose to the occasion. I learned a lot about technology and a lot about how to implement it in the classroom and how to create connections in such an odd environment, not only within the classroom, but then also digitally with remote learners. So I am really proud of all of the learning and growth that took place this year, and so I'm really grateful for this year, even though it was absolutely wild, and I would love to not have another year like that, or like this one. One of the main ways that I would like to grow in the future and evaluating my past year is I would like to create a more consistent planning style, but also a more consistent plan throughout each of the units that I teach. And a way that I think that I can do that is creating a planner or a calendar that that reflects the complete year and having more of an idea of where we're headed and more of a more concrete vision of our timeline than I think that the scoping sequence offers for myself. I had a lot of trouble staying on the scoping sequence timeline, and a lot of that had to do with us being in and out of school and just the student needs and everything like that this year. However, I think that that's definitely a way I can improve is having more of a concrete idea of what the school year will look like in a complete entirety. And so not just planning one unit at a time, but planning the school year and having an idea of here's where this unit will fit in loosely and here's what this one will look like loosely, and then also consistency from one unit to the next, having a natural order, whether it be a PBL launch, labs or workshops with vocabulary at this point, assessments at these points, just making sure that each unit looks similar just with different content. And then also making sure that my assessments are similar in format and rigor is definitely a way that I can improve. I think that this year, because I felt like I was constantly trying to keep up and planning what was right around the corner, there were definitely parts of the school year, different units that it didn't align well. And so trying to compare data from this part to this part was hard because assessments weren't the same and the rigor wasn't the same. And so just making sure that not only like each unit is planned, but that the assessments are similar. And this year I don't feel like there was enough exposure to STAR throughout the year. That's something that I felt like I did really well my first year, and then this year I don't feel like they had enough exposure to that. So making sure that we are implementing testing strategies throughout the year and making sure that they're comfortable with STAR formatted questions. Parent involvement this year, while this year was completely different and the restrictions kind of tied our hands, I missed parent involvement and I missed the mutually beneficial relationship that I felt like we had my first year. And so finding ways to get parents back engaged into the classroom and finding positive interaction more often is something that I would like to prioritize next year, and so that's a goal of mine. Let's see here. Lastly, my art and PE class this year, bless their heart. I felt like there were times that they didn't get the art and PE class that they deserve. I looking at other art and PE teachers, I felt sorry for my students because I just didn't have the time to prioritize to that. I didn't delegate time to planning PE and art like I probably should have. However, next year, if I do have an art and PE class, I would like for it to be a little bit more planned and something that that I prioritize a little bit more. So, yeah, I am proud of this year, but I definitely see a lot of ways to grow next year, and I'm excited to finish this year out, but also start fresh and hopefully find a normal routine next year. So, there you go.